5 important components. We will see the blockchain and analytics and big data, 3D printing and IoT. So we are going to take the real example from the personal life as well as industry to reinforce the concept. And a small request to everyone, try to sometimes not get into more technical details given the profile of candidate joining this session, and you will get the more, but you can write any questions in the chat option, and last 10 minutes we are going to dedicate for the Q&A session, and you can write your questions to my and since we are going to cover 5 important industry 4.0 components, we may extend today's session from 1 hour to 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. I think all of us heard about blockchain, the most happening buzzword from the industry, right? Okay. So to start with, we will take the real-time example from the personal life. The question is, how do you validate the genuinity from organic apple? Where is the authentic data? Okay, to be honest, I need to believe my I'm buying organic apple, or the shopkeeper is cheating me by charging 500 rupees per kg. Yeah, this is the current status, because the truth is not available to the customer like me when I buy the apple. Assume that if you go for blockchain in place, okay, for the horticultural sector, if there is blockchain in place, okay, what I will do, I will take my mobile smartphone and I can scan the QR code on the apple. If you see apple, there is a small sticker pasted on the apple, right? Okay, the moment I scan the apple, I need to get the complete history. For example, this particular organic apple, deported from Jammu and Kashmir 2 days back, and on the way from Jammu to Chennai, okay, the distributor maintained, let us say, 8 degrees centigrade throughout the journey to maintain the freshness and genuinity. And this apple grown at, let us say, XYZ farm, the farm name from Jammu, I can find out. And also this farm, XYZ farm, certified by the Jammu government for following the organic practices. Okay, and also this particular farm, they follow the government regulation. For example, they need to apply maximum 120 kilogram of nitrogen per hectare, but they applied 100 kilograms. It is less than the limit set by the government. Okay. Now here, assume that if I get all the useful information, I can buy this product with more confidence. Okay, that is the beauty of blockchain. Okay. So what is happening? So in this process, okay, no stakeholder, where it is the farm owner or any distributor or any end consumer, no one able to alter the data. Okay, no one able to hide the truth, because all the information is available at my fingertip. What I need to do, I will take the apple and scan the QR code. That's all information available to me. Okay, so the one truth prevails, complete transparency, right? Okay, and the data is not changed by any stakeholder in this process, and the data lies with different stakeholders in this process, with farm owners and logistics providers and even the consumers. Okay, see the difference. Without blockchain, absolutely no data available to the consumers. With blockchain, I can get all data. Okay, now let us go to the industry example. Okay, and the another real-time example is, if you buy any Australian wines from any shops from airport, okay, they implemented this blockchain. because the Australians wine manufacturers, they are facing a lot of furious item across the world, because Australia is meant for wines, right? Okay, to avoid this forgery or furious items, they implemented this blockchain. So if you buy any Australian wine anywhere in the world, okay, you can find out all information by clicking a a QR code from your mobile phone. It's already implemented. Now go to this industry example. Okay, I want to buy a car. So I want to buy a new Ford Fiesta car from the Ford company, and who is manufacturing? The Ford Motors from a Chennai plant. Okay, now the car got 5 tires. Okay, assume that the tire is supplied by MR.ALAGIRI Tires Limited. Okay, because four tires are used for running the car, and 1 tires we keep at the boot, right? Okay, now as a consumer, as a user, how do you ensure that all 5 tires are genuine, the great product from MR.ALAGIRI? Okay, example, out of 5 tires, probably 2 tires MR.ALAGIRI did some rework. Okay, because it got some defects. They did some rework and given to Ford, and you received it. And 1 tire, assume that some customer returned to MR.ALAGIRI, they did some modification and give it to you. So what happens? Out of 5 tires, 3 tires are really not a great product. Yeah, only 2 tires are a good product. Now, even the Ford as and today doesn't have any idea what kind of tires supplied by MR.ALAGIRI, because they can't see the data from MR.ALAGIRI. It is highly confidential information to MR.ALAGIRI. Yeah, okay. And the Ford as a company simply depends on MR.ALAGIRI data. So as long as MR.ALAGIRI gives warranty for 3 or 4 years, they will not bother about it. And think about customer, because you are buying the car, right? Absolutely you are in dark. And not only tires, if you take cars, you have hundreds of parts, right? For example, wiper motors coming from Lucas TVS, okay, and starter motor coming from Lucas TVS, and you are in complete dark. If all these 3 parties implemented this blockchain, so what happens? You as a customer, in this example, for the tire example, okay, the moment you scan the the tire serial number from your car, and you can find that yes, out of 5 tires, 3 tires got issued from MR.ALAGIRI. Okay, that is the beauty of blockchain, and the truth prevails. So no one able to find hide or truth from anywhere else. Okay, now as a industry 4.0 consultant, we are doing a lot of project for industry. My personal opinion, okay, no one want to go for blockchain. Okay, even the private companies definitely will not go, and government entities also will think twice. There are some examples from the government. For example, Andhra Pradesh government, they implemented blockchain for land registration. But personally, I believe that companies will not go for blockchain. Why? Because okay, they can't manipulate the data. We will see why in the coming slides, and they can't do the malpractices. And the corruption is absolutely not possible in blockchain. Okay, that's the reason. As a professional, I believe that clients will not go for the blockchain. Okay, now in the Ford example, how many stakeholders available? The MR.ALAGIRI tire manufacturing company, and the Ford Motors, and customer you. Okay, assume that the blockchain system comprising of all 3 stakeholders, then only you can see the data. Okay, if you want to see the blockchain data, in the blockchain you have to be incorporated as a consumer. Okay, or assume that the blockchain system got only MR.ALAGIRI and Ford, then only the 2 parties can see all data, but the customer you will not see the data. Okay, so it depends on the requirements. Okay, the boundary of blockchain will cover multiple stakeholders. Okay, let us get into more details from the same Ford. And Ford, they are using SAP system. They have inventory module. Yeah, and they are getting the tires into the stores, and in the store operation they will do the inspection and GRN. And as of now, they don't have any information from MR.ALAGIRI. They believe that all 5 tires are great products. Receive and store it, and the Ford will assemble the car and it will come to you. Okay, now the question is, as and today, for any company in the world, okay, each departments, they are working in the silos. For example, the inventory model data cannot be seen by the procurement. Okay, the procurement data cannot be seen by the production. Everything is compartmentalized or silos. Okay. Okay. Now the other departments cannot see other departments' data, And think about customer. Absolutely, you don't have any clue about what's happening in the food or from the suppliers. Okay? And usually, in all ERPs or any IT systems, how the departments will work? Okay, they will call the application from the IT system. Assume that this is the ERP system. The inventory person will call the inventory application. Yeah, this is the inventory program number. And finally, once they complete the inventory operations or procurement operation or in a production operation, the data is going to store at Ford database. Probably they can use Oracle database, SQL database. It doesn't matter. But as long as I have the admin data, administration access, I can get into the SAP from the backend. I can manipulate the data. Okay, no one going to stop me, because the Ford as a company got complete authority over the data from the ERP system or any IT landscape. They can manipulate the data. Okay, someone will edit. As long as I have the admin access, I can go and manipulate the data. I can give a different set of data to the government or regulatory authorities. This is the current system. Okay, so these two examples, for example, Apple and Tire, it is giving a perspective about the current system and what will happen if you go for blockchain. It is going to create difference in the world. Okay, to get more details, there are 5 important words we need to remember. Okay, the open. The blockchain is open to all stakeholders. In case of Tire example, consumer we got access. Okay. And distributed. No one owns the data. MRF don't own the data, and Ford cannot claim the ownership, but even the consumer cannot the ownership. It is common for everyone and verifiable. Everyone can check the data. Okay, because the consumer, if I go to the tire and scan the tire serial number, I can see all details from the blockchain, and it is permanent because no one can able to edit the data, delete the data. Okay, it is going to stay there forever in theoretical aspect for next 1,000 years. If you ask me, as per blockchain, the data is going to store in the world. Okay. So before getting into this blockchain, let us get into the fundamentals. Assume that I want to update a document. That is a Word document. Okay. One way of doing is I will send the document to you. Okay, and you will update the document and send to me. This is a way one document is getting updated from 2 different stakeholders. It is very common. All of us are working, right? So document is storing at Google server, and I can get into the Google Drive and I can update, and other person can get access to the Google Drive. They can update. What happened? The data is centralized at Google server, and multiple people can go and access it. Okay. Okay. So we seen this one, the centralized one. For example, I am sending the data to you, and you are updating the data and send the data to me through the email communication. The next one, decentralized, is nothing but Google document. The document is storing somewhere else, so multiple people can go and access. And the blockchain is working based on the distributed method. It means that the same document will be available from all different stakeholders. For example, Ford company, the procurement team will get the same set of data. The operation team will get the same data. The stores teams will get the same data. The data set is virtually available on each and every players from the blockchain. Okay, so that's why it is called as distributed. It is totally against the RDBMS concept. As per the RDBMS concept, everything will be stored at company database. But as per blockchain, all data is available from all nodes from the company. It means all users. Okay. So this is an enhanced version of Google document. We already seen. Okay. So this document is updated by this lady, and this document is updated by me. Let us say, and this is a blockchain engine. Okay. You keep the document at your desktop or your laptop, and I can keep the document on my laptop. Doesn't matter. But this blockchain working from the cloud or in-premise server, it is going to do the rest of the work. You will see why in the coming slides. As I told, each and every operator from the blockchain will have one local copy of the entire data. Okay, so the same set of data will be available from the procurement and production and the quality, warehouse, and everyone. Okay, if this store person do the small change in this blockchain, okay, based on the hash function and Merkle tree function avalanche effect, it is going to be updated all copies then and there. Assume that there are 1 lakh records available. If it is a small change here, the remaining 1 lakh records will be updated automatically within few seconds. That's the power of a blockchain. Okay, so the local copies at every node is identical. That's why it is not editable, right? Okay, it is known to everyone. Okay, and the local copies from each and every player is updated automatically based on the global information. The truth is known to everyone. Okay, so we call this concept of the public ledger. Okay, because this public ledger is same for all players from the blockchain. Yeah, we will get into more details. A small example from the industry. Yeah, assume that there are 4 players available from the company: Alice and Bob and Eve and Jane. Yeah, so all of us got 100 rupees in the account. Okay, assume that this Alice will send 50 rupees to Bob. Okay, and immediately this data, the transaction is going to update all stakeholders the system, right? Assume that there is 1 million users. All 1 million users going to get the same set of information. It is a local global ledger. Yeah? And assume that this Bob is going to send let us say 30 rupees to Eve, and immediately see the data is getting replicated across all parties in the blockchain. Yeah? And now Jane is going to ask 80 rupees from the Alice, but what happens? Alice already given 50 rupees to yeah. Yeah. Video. A video or audio? Yeah, 1 minute.
Both are fine, sir. Still now.
Okay, I enabled the video now.
Okay.
It is not getting enabled, Segar.
Sir, repeat, sir. Is it okay?
Sir,
Yeah, great.
Training share பண்ணுங்க sir. Audio clear ஆ இருக்கு sir.
Yeah, I already shared the screen.
No, your video is not there.
No, that is okay.
Just start sharing, sir. Sharing your screen. Yeah, now visible, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, please.
No, do you able to see the screen, or I need to restart again?
No, sir. It's fine. Fine.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in this case, what happens? The Jane is asking 80 rupees from Alice, but what happened? Alice already given 50 rupees to Bob, right? So she got only 50 rupees. So she can't give 80 rupees to the Jane. So now the validation going to happen. It is going to stop the operation. Okay. So what is the takeaway? Okay. Whatever user is doing the change, it is going to update it in all global ledger from all users. Okay. And one of the important function of blockchain is hash function. Yeah. Okay. And this is a very important function. Okay, this is the base for the cryptography applications. Okay. Having said that, hash function is the main reason why the blockchain is not hacked by the hackers. It's highly secured. Last meeting, someone asked whether the blockchain is highly secured. The answer is highly secured. In the next slide, I will explain why it is secured. Okay. And here you can see this is my input to the hash function. Okay. And the red fox jumps over the blue dog. Okay. The same paragraph I mentioned here, I changed only one word, OUR. The same paragraph here, I can change it OEUR. So only this particular word is changing, right? OVER, OUER, and OEVR. Okay. And if you go for the cryptography hash function, see the output. The output is completely different. Though you are changing only one word from the input, that is the input message, the message digest got completely different set of the hash function. So not only here, if you have 1 million records, all 1 million records, it is going to change automatically. Okay. And this effect is called as avalanche effect in blockchain. Okay. So what is the takeaway? Any user changing a minute change in blockchain, and immediately the corresponding output will completely change, not only for the particular user, for the all stakeholders from the blockchain. Okay. For our code example, if the store person do a small change in the operation and the procurement function and even the production function, data will completely change it based on the hash function. Okay, and another beauty is, in the blockchain, each block is linked with the previous block. If you see here, the hash 2 will have the reference of hash 1. Okay, and hash 3 will have the reference of hash 2. Having said that, any change in hash 1 will automatically translate to the rest of the blocks in the blockchain. Assume that there is 1 million blocks, all 1 million blocks will change automatically, even the smallest changes in the blocks, the blockchain system. Okay, and another concept is, we have a leaf and leaf node. The leaf is nothing but the actual blockchain transactions. Okay, and everything will be rolled out and finally resting with the root tree. Okay, so this is called the hash tree. Okay, so each and every blockchain transaction supposed to have their tree structure. Okay, so for example, if something is getting changed here in this block after 2 or 3 days, and immediately the entire system will get changed because there is some changes happening here, and the hash structure will get changed and updated in the root system in the blockchain. Okay. And the blockchain, as all of us know, it is very popular in Bitcoin, in digital currency. And recently, the industry is starting from supply chain and finance, and all industries started using the blockchain. And one of the famous term is contracts, smart contracts. Okay, for example, assume that today you are going to buy a new car and you are going to get the RC book in the physical copy, right? Okay, and tomorrow, I think within few years, okay, if all companies implement smart contracts, probably you will not get the hard copy RC book. You are going to get the smart contracts, that can be downloadable to your mobile system, and these smart contracts will run based on the blockchain. Okay, and even the Andhra Pradesh land department, they implemented blockchain. Even they implemented the same smart contracts. In Andhra Pradesh, someone buy or sell the land, they are going to get the smart contracts on the mobile apps. Okay. And I already told a couple of attributes are immutable. Okay, so no one can change the data, and multiple parties will own the ownership. And a lot of tools available from the market. The most famous one, Hyperledger. Okay, so you can buy this tool and implement this tool for your company. Yeah. Okay. And here you can see this is different blocks in the blockchain. Block 51, 52, and 53. And as I told, each block will have its the previous block reference number. If you see here, block number 52, the previous block number is 57 VVVV. Okay, so this is the way the all blocks are clumping together, and each block in the blockchain will have a few parameters. For example, the previous hash number and the tree. We already seen the tree structure, right? So this tree root also it will have it, and also the hash function. So this is the algorithm which is going to create the actual hash, nomenclature for the particular block. Okay, and if you see here, this is the actual hash from the blockchain. It is very tough to hack this hash, and this is the header for the blockchain, and this header will have the reference number from the previous block, and also it is going to see the Merkle root, because all these blockchain application finally end up with the root structure, and this header will display the Merkle root for the particular block. And each blockchain will have a header and data. The header will have that the hash function and the previous hash number. The data will have the actual transaction numbers. Okay. So the beauty of a blockchain is, if someone update the small information, everything will all blocks in the blockchain will get updated automatically. Yeah. Okay. So you can ask, what is the real-time use from the industry? Okay. For example, if you take the current supply chain from the industry, whether it is manufacturing, logistics, okay, and the traceability is the main issue. I will take only one example: the traceability. Or fruit shop bought this apple from which farmer, and right now I think across across the city, except few advanced fraction of second I can find out this apple, they bought from form X or Y. Okay. So the traceability is one of the long lasting issue from the industry. And they beautifully explained the procurement function and production maintenance and distribution function. They mentioned that these are all issues persisting in the industry for last many. So okay, and right now if you take this example, right now for any two players in the industry, they will raise the purchase order, right? The physical purchase order or e-purchase order, and this purchase order will be eliminated by the contracts, smart contracts by the blockchain. If and this is a ice cream manufacturer, and this manufacturer is buying the ice cream, let us say raw material from the supplier. So what happens right now? The supplier will send the raw material through the air conditioned vehicle to the manufacturer. Okay. Manufacturer, let's say 1,000 kilometers, and this vehicle will take, let us say, 30 minutes to reach. Not 30 minutes, let us say 5 or 6 hours. Okay, and within the 5 or 6 hours, if the refrigeration is not working in the vehicle, yeah, okay, what happens once they reach the manufacturer?
Excuse me, Alagiri.
Yes, Sagar.
Yeah, your voice is breaking. Can you adjust
Can
your
I?
mic? Can you correct your mic cord?
Or put your volume as 50%, sir. It will be good.
Can you speak now?
Yeah. Hello, Sagar. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now it is okay. Yeah, you proceed.
Okay.
But
Okay. So it is happening very.
in between your voice.
It is happening very frequently, or then and there.
For the past 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. So I will start sharing my screen. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I'm trying to share the screen. 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, no issues.
Yeah. Now can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the example I explained for. Okay. And the distance between the supplier and let us say manufacturer factory is 1,000 kilometers. So the supplier will take, let us say, 10 hours to reach the manufacturer. And as on today, we are sending. And try to give some manipulated data to the manufacturer, saying that everything worked fine during the transportation or during the travel time, right? Okay, this is the current situation. In case if you
Sir,
sensor,
sorry for interrupting, sir. Your voice is still breakable. Hello.
Hello. Second, can I proceed or?
The proceed, sir, but reduce the volume,
Please
sir.
proceed.
Okay. Fine. So this is the last example from blockchain. So then I will go to the next, technology. Yeah. So what happens? I will complete this last example. So assume that if you implement this blockchain, okay, the data from the suppliers will automatically go to this the cloud or in-premise database, and the suppliers will not able to manipulate the data. Why? Because the data will go to this blockchain. In blockchain, data is not immutable, right? The data can be seen by all stakeholders, starting from the supplier, manufacturer, as well as the end customer. Okay. So I have few more examples, but for benefit of time, I will cut this blockchain and go to the next one. Okay. So there are some questions, came for blockchain. Okay. Okay. Screen share is excellent presentation. How blockchain can be used in education sector or industry. Okay, so one example for education sector, right now lot of forgeries happened in the degrees, right? There are some fake universities, supplying fake degrees, and the process is very cumbersome right now, right? Because the employer will send the degree to the university or AICT or UGC, and they will verify. Assume that in the industry education sector, if they implement the blockchain, for the matter of second, if I scan the QR code on the certificate, I can find out this certificate was given by this university on so much date on so much year. Okay, this is the one straightforward answer for the usage of blockchain in education sector. Yeah. Okay, fine. So second, now I will go to this next technology called as data science. Is it okay?
Please proceed.
Yeah. Okay.
Please proceed.
Yeah. So I think you got some idea about blockchain. So the time is very short. Actually, it is a 3-hour session for blockchain alone, but I got short within 30 minutes. Okay. Now we'll go to this data science. Okay. Again, the most used word in the industry, data science, artificial intelligence. And in this session, I'm going to cover only the data science, not artificial intelligence. Okay. And before starting this data science, I have a question. We are already using statistics and mathematics from the industry for last 50-60 years, right? Okay. And why we should go for analytics? Okay. In fact, this question is asked by many people. Okay. If you see the statistics, there are a lot of techniques available, and these statistics try to find out the theoretical foundation from the data. For example, what is the average, right? Okay. And what is a sample population? Okay. And how do we test the hypothesis? Okay, for example, 95% confidence interval, so and so. Okay, but none of the statistics will bother about the trends or relationship with the data. Okay, they are always focusing on the theoretical foundations from the data, but they never bother about what is the hidden truth from the data or hidden trend from the data. But the analytics is primarily focusing on finding out the hidden truth from the data, and from there it is trying to find out the answers for the industry problem. So this is the main difference between statistics and the analytics. Okay, as I told the analytics will examine the data sets. Your data set is the key. Okay, and the data set can come from the industry or an education sector, everywhere. Yeah, and we try to find the information behind this data set and take some informed decision. Okay, having said that, we need to find the data pattern behind the data, and we need to interpret, and we need to communicate to find the useful solution for the industry issues. Okay. And there could be 3 kind of analytics: descriptive, and predictive, and prescriptive. And descriptive is post-mortem kind of thing. For example, there is a hospital, and last month I want to see how many cancer patient came to my hospital, so I can find out. It is very simple, like percentage or mean or median, so and so. Next one is predictive. This is predominantly used by the industry as of today. For example, next month I want to see how many cancer patients will come to my hospital, whether 100 or 200. Okay, and there are a lot of algorithms available. Okay, one of the famous one, regression. In fact, from today's session, we are going to use one live example from the regression. For example, to predict my sales growth based on various spend like TV, newspaper, and radio. So we are going to see this example from today's session. Okay, and the third one would be the prescriptive. This is a highly advanced one. In fact, it is going to eliminate the managerial decision. What should we do? In our hospital example, next month, if I have 200 cancer patient, should I going to deploy more doctors? Should I going to deploy more nurses? Or should I going to buy another scanning machine? Okay. So these are all typical managerial decision taken by the human being, but this prescriptive analytics will eliminate the managerial decision. That's why it is very new to the industry, still evolving. But as on today, the industry, they are using descriptive as well as predictive. So from today's session, we are going to see the regression algorithm from the data science. Within 3 minutes, we are going to develop a machine learning algorithm for our business problem. Okay. And the very famous languages are Python and R. And I have one fundamental question. If anyone knows Java, we call them as Java programmer. And anyone knows .NET programmer, and Visual C programmer. And Python and R, we are not calling them as programmer, we are calling them a data scientist, right? Okay, whether knowingly, unknowingly, they are using data scientist. But what I believe, based on my end, anyone want to become qualified for data scientist, they need to understand the different algorithms from the data science. Okay, we have multiple algorithms we are going to see in the coming slides, and they need to know the statistics, basic and advanced. Okay, and they should have the business domain knowledge, whether it is finance or manufacturing. They need to have sufficient knowledge, and moreover, they need to have the decent knowledge about Python and R. These 4 components, then only we can call them as data scientists. But what happened? As and today, almost 90% data scientists, if you ask about knowledge, they can't able to answer it. Okay, so my perspective, they are not qualified for data scientists. They are simple Python programmer or programmer. Okay, to the data science, number one is I'm very good in statistics. I know the domain knowledge. He is the best candidate because they can easily know this Python or to
What happened, Nalvi? Agri? Mr. Alvi?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah. Yes, again.
Is there any problem?
No, the screen is visible, sir.
Oh, voice is not visible, isn't it?
If the voice is somewhat breakable, you just reduce your volume, sir. It will be better.
Oh, okay.
As well as some of the participants do not mute their voice, mic.
But it's already in the system, all participants supposed to be in the mute mode. Only speaker can speak. Not the case?
Somebody is automatically enabled, sir. Somebody is.
Oh my goodness. Then, Segar, we need to unmute everyone, yeah? To avoid noise.
Okay.
Okay. So let me reduce my voice and then I can proceed now. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in case of unsupervised, we have 2 main concepts called as clustering and dimensional reduction. The clustering, for example, I have audio recording. I want to convert into, let us say, Word document. So what happens? We need to listen the audio and we need to type the Word documents by manually, right? The clustering algorithms, we can make that automatic. The algorithm will listen the audio and you can make the Word document by itself. And dimensionality reduction, for example, it is used for high-end data visualization. For example, we have Tesla car, right? unmanned cars. So they are using this dimension detection algorithms to find the right way when they travel on the road. Okay? And reinforcement we leave as of now. It is a highly complicated concept. We'll focus only on supervised and unsupervised learning. Okay? And this is a very good diagram given by Deloitte. So Deloitte mentioned that for any business you have supply chain, procurement, manufacturing, and aftermarket, marketing, right? And each and every departments, they have their own unique problem lasting for last few decades. Even today there is no solution available. And the analytics is such a wonderful tool. It is going to find it is going to give the solution for the issues. For example, okay, aftermarket. Assume that I'm selling, let us say, air conditioned machine to my customer, ACs, split AC and window AC. We use the proper algorithms, analytics. I can easily find out next month how many air conditioned issues I'm going to get from Chennai city, and accordingly I can plan my manpower. Okay, right now it is based on the reactive, because customer will make a call to the air conditioned company, make the complaint, then only they will send the technician. But if you use the analytics program, okay, I can easily find out next month I am going to, let us say, 200 issues from Chennai city. Accordingly I can proactively plan for my manpower. I'm giving only one example. And similarly for each and every business domain, we can leverage data science analytics program. The sky is the limit. Okay, and you'll get to the machine learning. Okay, what is the machine learning? It is going to parse the data, try to get the data, learn from them, because the data is the only source for us, right? Okay, so we need to try to understand the real meaning behind the data. Okay, and once they understand the pattern and try to make intelligent decisions. Okay, this is fundamentals behind the machine learning. So for machine learning, data is the key. Okay, as long as we understand the pattern and meaning of the data, then we try to adapt for the future decision to make an intelligence options. Okay, so as I told, we have supervised method and unsupervised method. It is meant for deep learning, and supervised is meant for machine learning, unsupervised is meant for deep learning. And this is very important concept, feature extraction. Okay, this is a limitation of machine learning. For example, for my industry case, what I told, I am running a company, so I want to find out the sales growth, and for the sales growth I am going to spend certain amount for TV and certain amount for radio and certain amount for newspaper, right? Okay, so here the 4 parameters are my features. Number 1 is TV, radio, and newspaper and sales growth. Because I need to define the 4 features, then only my supervised learning will understand my model. Okay, but in case of unsupervised, the system by itself will understand, yes, this gentleman is trying to find out sales growth based on the 3 parameters. Okay, so both these information will go to this algorithm and it is going to take some decision. Okay, for our case we are going to build the predictive machine learning model. Okay, as I told, this is the main difference between machine learning and deep learning. In machine learning, for example, this is a car, so I need to mention the features in the system. For example, tire looks like a round shape, and there is some aerodynamics shape at the front of the car. Okay, and there is some engines. Based on the classification, it is going to find out of 10 figures, 2 figures are car, 8 figures are not a car. Okay, but in case of deep learning, okay, it is such a massive intelligent system. Okay, and also data is supposed to be in millions. For deep learning, we need to have very big database. And the system by itself will try to understand, yes, it is a car. It is not a a tiger. It is a car. So it got the intelligence by itself. But machine learning, it is not so intelligent. So we need to pass certain minimum criteria into the model. Okay. So come to the algorithm. This is a brain and heart for all machine learning programs, and you have a lot of algorithms. I mentioned only few algorithms here. Okay, and don't worry. Okay, because the reason is to understand the algorithm, you need to have the sound theoretical knowledge, and you need to have the mathematical knowledge. You need to have the statistical knowledge. Okay, and someone will find these algorithms. Who will find? Probably statisticians and the mathematicians. They will do the PhD programs and they will find out the algorithms. You need not worry about that one. And the list will evolve. Next year probably there will be 10 more algorithms available. Don't worry. But as long as you know how to bring this algorithm into your program, by a simple command. For example, in Python program, I can, enter a command called as model equal to linear regression. That's all. Okay, I'm going to call this, linear regression algorithm. I'm going to use for my program. Okay, it's very, very simple for, the Python programmers. Okay, but if anyone understand the rationale behind algorithms, then you can make, very good, robust, data science programs or models. Okay, so this is a algorithm we are going to use as on today. Okay, a linear algorithm regression. We already seen this formula from our college days, right? Y equal to a multiplied by x plus b. Yeah, okay, and y is the dependent variable, and x is the independent variable, and b is the coefficient or slope. Okay, so for example, your small real-time example. You ask, 6th grade child to identify his classmates' weight. They can say some data, right? For example, 60 kilograms and 140 centimeters, and 160 centimeters, that is 65 kilograms. So based on the data, we are going to find out the pattern. Okay. Having said that, tomorrow or next month, is someone going to join this classroom, we can predict. Okay. So this new child may have 165 centimeters height, and he may have 65 kilograms. Okay, it may not be accurate. It definitely not be 100% accurate, but maybe around 80-90% accurate. But that is sufficient for the business as and today. Okay, so this is a regression algorithm. We are going to do it by next few minutes. But meantime, I have a lot of algorithms, but I am not going to discuss as on today. Okay, it will take more time. Logistic regression and decision tree, support vector machine, and naive Bayes. And we have k nearest neighbors, and k means random forest algorithm. Okay, gradient boosting is very famous algorithm. Okay, so forget about all these algorithms. We are going to focus only on regression for our business problem. Okay, now come to our real data set. Okay, as I told, I'm running my business. I want to find out the sales growth based on how much amount I'm going to spend for TV, radio, and newspaper. Okay, this is a problem. Yeah, okay. So I have the data set with me. I will show to you now. Now you can see this is serial number. I have 200 records, and TV, radio, newspaper, and sales growth. Okay, the client has given this data to us. Now they want us to build a machine learning model. Okay, in future, if they spend, let us say 50 rupees for TV and 50 rupees for radio and 50 rupees for newspaper, they want to find out how much sales growth they are going to achieve. You got it? So this is the expectation from the client. Okay, to build the program, they given this data. Now we are going to build the data within 3 minutes. So don't think that building a machine learning is a nuclear engineering or rocket science. It is very, very simple. I am going to build the data within 3 or 4 minutes. You see now. Okay. So before running this model, I will explain some fundamental concept in machine learning. Okay. So usually we need to have the language, whether it is Python or language. Okay. We need to have this integrated development environment. And you need to locate the folder contains your data set. Okay, right now I put my data in the C folder. Okay, and you need to import the data into our program. Okay, I'm going to construct a machine learning program. I'm going to import this 200 data from the Excel sheet. Yeah, okay, and my model is nothing but a regression model. So I need X and Y data. So what I will do, I will take 3 parameters from the Excel sheet and assign to the X-axis. And I'm going to take one parameter from the Excel sheet. I'm going to assign with Y-axis. A simple split. And I'm going to split the data. I have 200 data. I'm going to split 70% for train the model. I need to educate the model, right? And also I'm going to use 30% for testing. Because when I'm building the model without any testing, I can't use in the real use, right? So leverage the test. And here I am going to call the regression algorithm. A simple command, that's all. Not only regression, for the matter of an argument, you can call any algorithm by a small command in the Python program. I am going to pass 50 rupees for TV and 50 rupees for radio and 50 rupees for newspaper. I want to find out how much sales growth I will get it. So here I am going to predict, right? Okay. So if you put the mathematics, the TV, how much I am going to spend? 50 rupees, and radio 50 rupees, and newspaper 50 rupees, and this, the coefficient x1, x2, x3 will be found by the model by itself, and the y. Okay, even we can do this learning regression by manual method, which will take in around 5 to 10 minutes, but machine learning will do by fraction of seconds. Okay, and here the sales growth is the variable, and the radio and newspaper are independent variables. Okay, now I'm going to run this program now. So what I will do, I'm going to call my Python system. So Jupyter notebook. This is the code I'm going to call Python IDs. Now it's going to open the browser. Okay. So I'm going to locate the folder. As I told you, that what I will do. And you can see the data, right? So this is the data. Now I got the 200 items. You see here. So as per the
Sorry for the interruption. Alagiri, your voice is breaking.
okay.
And you please share the slide.
Is it clear now, Segar?
Yeah, we are not getting your sharing.
You're not getting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See the screen?
Now we are getting.
Okay. Okay. So what I told okay. In C drive in Python master file, I have the data available. The data got 200 items. Some important instruction to the Python program. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to call some libraries into Python. Some mandatory libraries. Need not worry about it. This sheet, and I'm going to import the data. The data is available in the C drive. I'm going to import to my Python model. Okay, running a small query. Fantastic, completed. And I'm going to split the data into x-axis. Divide the data into two sections. 70% is for training the model and 30% is for testing the model. Okay. 1 minute. I will pass the comment again. What I will do. So let me open the Python browser again. Yeah. Okay, this is a okay. So I need to inform the system where the file is located. My file is located at C drive. So I'm going to pass the location to my it's already informed. You can see from the CMD command. It is available in Python master file. Okay. Now, so I'm going to import the 200 data into my model. So this is a command. Okay. So run the command. Yeah. And before running the command, I need to import some important libraries. Do not worry about it. Okay. Now I'm going to import the data. Okay. The next one is I'm going to split the data into x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Now I'm going to split the data into 70% for training and 30% for testing. Fantastic. Okay, very good. Okay, now I'm going to call the algorithm. See, a simple command, I can call any algorithm. Right now I'm going to call the linear regression algorithm to my model. Okay, and now I'm going to feed the model with the split data. This is a place where I'm going to train the model. Okay, so model.fit xtrain and ytrain. Fantastic, it's completed. Now I'm going to test the model. Because I got 30% data for testing, right? I'm going to execute the model. Perfect. So I train the model and test the model. Now it is ready for predictive analysis, and I want to validate the data. So this is the command. Fantastic. Now I want to see the accuracy of the model. Now the model is ready. So you can see here, okay, for 56 row in my Excel sheet, I spent 136 rupees for TV, 90 rupees for radio, and 16 rupees for newspaper, and in actual output was 13.2%, right? But the model given 12.7% output. See the accuracy, almost I would say 90% accuracy available. Okay, why? Because I have only 200 data available. If I have 20,000 records or 2 million records, probably the output will be around 13.1 or 13.2. Okay, since the data is less, the accuracy is around 90%. Now come to the model. I want to, what is my expectation? So I want to spend 50 rupees for TV and 50 rupees for radio and 50 rupees for newspaper. Then I want to predict the sales growth. Now I will execute the same command here. Okay. Now it is saying that you are going to achieve 14.4% sales growth. Okay, this is the predicted output from the machine learning program. So what we did now, okay, we built a small machine learning program. It's not a small, it is a decent size one. Okay, I thought not less than 3 or 4 minutes, I believe, right? Okay, so having said that, building a machine learning is not a marathon task. If you spend 2 or 3 days in Python, you can very well write your own machine learning program. Okay, the writing, the deep learning is the somewhat tougher one, which will take months together. Machine learning is very, very simple. Okay, so come to these. Okay. So hope you got some idea about machine learning, the concept and real-time application. Yeah. So can I move to the next section, Sagar? Okay. Now we'll go.
Time 1 hour over.
Okay, so we can go for question answer, isn't it?
Best.
Yeah, actually we have 5 components. We completed only 2 components as of now, blockchain and data science. We have 3 more components. Probably we can arrange 1 more sessions. Yeah.
Ragiri, how much time it will take? Another for another topic?
It will take minimum 1 hour. What I will do, I will try to address the question for next 5 to 10 minutes. Then we can see whether we will go for another session or not, Sagar. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So let me go by one.
Yeah.
Okay. This question is came from okay, attendee asked. Okay, practically whether attacks is possible on blockchain. In theory, we find there are many attacks possible. Okay, but from my knowledge, as on today, I don't find any attacks happened on blockchain. Whether it is Bitcoin or even from the industrial use, I don't find any use case. The real cyber attack on the blockchain system. Okay, did you heard this issue anywhere? Gentlemen? I don't find his name. He mentioned attendees asked. Okay, anyway. So my answer is, it is not possible as of now because it is working based on the cryptography hash function. It's very, very tough to crack the blockchain, functionality. Okay, the next question came from another person. How to find updated data during the bottleneck problem time? Okay, the question is how to find updated data during the bottleneck problem time. So I do not understand the rationale behind the question. So if you put some more information, I can able to answer the question, sir. I couldn't find the name here. Okay, so leave the question now. Okay. How blockchain can be used in the education sector or industry? Okay, there are multiple areas that we can use. For example, examination, online examination, or certificate verification. Okay. Screen not sharing. Okay. The next question is: will I able to track complete link to the root from my block? Okay. Yes, you can able to a link. You can able to find the root from your own blockchain block. It is available from your header function. If you open your blockchain header, you can find out where is the root formula given by the Merkle tree. Yeah. Okay. Next question is: data in blockchain is secure or not? Absolutely secured. Okay, no question as of now, as and today. Okay. Is blockchain an incorruptible ledger? Theoretically, yes. At the same time, it is possible to update the blockchain data, but it is a cumbersome process. Yes, multiple stakeholders, they need to share the token to make a small change. So having said that, theoretically very tough to corrupt the data. But if all stakeholders work together, they can corrupt the data in blockchain. So how much data history is required for prescriptive analytics? Okay, in theory we need huge data. Okay, so the more amount of data you have, the more accuracy you can get from your models, from all three analytics paradigm. Okay. How marketing professional with zero coding experience can become a data scientist, since industry is asking only for experienced data scientist. Okay, so in fact, any marketing person want to become data science, they can make very good progress because the marketing fundamentals. Yeah, okay, he got industry exposure. Okay, and you put some additional time to understand the statistics for a week or two. Then you try to learn Python or R program. You can easily make entry to the data scientist job area, and you are the ideal candidate, I would say. Okay. So next question is: we can run through Python IDE also? No? Yes. Okay, there are multiple ways you can run these Python queries. I use the Jupyter notebook. Yes, you can run from the Python IDE as well. Okay. Can you please share the slides? As I told the video recordings will be shared with all of you, so you can go and see the video recordings. Yeah. Next question is: what is the role of data science in insurance industry? Yeah, we can use, right? The insurance is the industry where a lot of the fraudulent claims raised by the beneficiaries. Yeah, okay. For example, someone is live, but they raised the insurance for claiming that the person already dead. we can try to find out, the number of the fraudulent claims in the near future. For example, next month, how many fraudulent claims I am going to get. If I have the past data, I can easily predict. I can give only one example to you. Yeah. Next question is the data storage centralized in blockchain? Okay. Each node will have that will not get centrally stored in the blockchain. Okay. Next question is how the blockchain technology is going to rule the world in future with an example. Blockchain, it is going to rule the world, but as I told, no one will implement the blockchain because so next question is for prediction we can use unsupervised learning, sir. Yeah, you can use it. Okay, the unsupervised learning is meant almost 99 or 99.5%. Okay, next question is who can succeed in data science? Combination of multiple skill. They need to know the statistics, they need to know the business knowledge. Okay, but you can find the computer science engineer from the market because they completed 4 years computer science engineer. Be engineer and succeed in the market because you know the computers knowledge like anything. Yeah, you already have upper hand comparing with other candidates, and then you can vouch for Okay, so .NET developer should go in which stream in Python? See, Python is the language. In fact, in a very simplified language, I would say. Okay, so which stream of Python? I don't get the reason behind the question. My answer is Python is a language like in R language or C language. So .NET developer can very well go and learn the Python language. Okay, so question is, does quantum computing destroy blockchain? I really don't know the answer, madam. Okay, madam or sir. Okay, this question I never came across. I will explain. I will explore and come to you. Okay, so what will be the recommendation or a Python for data science? So I would say that the Python is not meant for data science. It is a common language. Even you can build a website using the Python. You can write the traditional program like the way you are writing in C language. But in case of R is a statistical language. Okay, highly powerful. But the only problem with R, you need to have some kind of statistical. So come to our question, to become more successful in data science, I would recommend you go for R language. Okay, that is a proper data science language, statistical language. Python is a general language. Okay. So any other question you can ask, I can answer now. So if someone want to raise question, you can raise. We have another 5 minutes, so I will try to answer. So I didn't answer only one question so far. Does quantum computing destroy blockchain? I don't know the answer. Let me explore and then I come back to you. I will inform Shagar, and in fact, he will send the response to you. Yeah. So just I want to get the feedback from the participants. Did you understand something about the blockchain and the data science from today's session? From common man point of view? So you can type your answer. Yeah. Okay. In fact, I have very beautiful slides for IoT and big data as well as 3D printing. but unfortunately due to time constraint, we couldn't able to complete. Probably I will talk with Shagar. We'll try to arrange, one more session to cover the remaining 3 components. Yeah, let us see. Okay. So one question is, what other programming languages should we learn to build a great career in data science, data analytics? Okay. So I would say that learning Python or R is, child task, I would say. If you are really serious, within 1 week you can learn the Python, you can learn the R. Okay. But to become very successful in data science, I would recommend try to understand the statistics. Okay. So anyone knows about algorithms. If you enter regression algorithm in the Google, you can find n number of information. But what is the rationale behind the regression algorithm? How it is working? If you know this, the logic behind the algorithms or statistics, probably your position will be more secured in the marketplace. You become an authentic data scientist. So no one will be able to challenge it. Yeah, I would recommend try to focus on statistics rather than focusing on learning depth into the language. Because Python is so simple, and all put together, I would say that you have around 60 to 70 commands in Python. That's all. Okay. So I'll go to the next question. .NET developer should opt for ML or Django. Okay, so they can go for both skill set. Okay, but right now the machine learning is the most happening employment paradigm from the industry. So they can try for ML, but even they can go for Django. Yeah. Really good in blockchain and Python examples in data science. Okay. Okay. So next question is, yes, yeah, but I would like to work on the data. If possible, share the slides and code. It will be very useful. Yeah, sure. Imaya. Okay, there is a participant called as Imaya. Okay, so Imaya, my kind request, send a mail to my mail ID. Yeah. So I will send the data set as well as the PPT to you. And my mail ID is you can get from Shagar. Yeah. Or you can write a mail to me, or send the WhatsApp to me. My number is 98409 20401. Let me repeat again. 98409 20401. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So where we can get more real-time examples to get more experienced. Okay. So I would say that you go to this GitHub. There is a website called as GIT Hub, right? That got a lot of information. In fact, the today machine learning program, I took it from GitHub. Okay. So Srinivasan, yes sir, I got some understanding of the subject from you. Thank you. Okay. Yes, my number is 98409 20401. Okay. So there is one more question. What is the use of blockchain in civil engineering sector? Give an example. Okay. So okay, so in fact, I did 3 large-scale ERP implementation for civil companies from Middle East. So what happened, so one of the example could be, so most of the civil work is given to the subcontractors, right? For example, if you take the Casa Grande company from Chennai, they are constructing a lot of high-rise buildings, but they do not do the actual construction work. They usually call the subcontractors, and they will do the construction work, right? Okay, now the Casa Grande as a company will give a lot of machineries and tools to the subcontractors. Okay, and right now they are maintaining the tools through manual work or any IT system in place. As I told, both manual and IT systems are subjected to the manipulation, right? Okay. For example, one contractor can take 10 machines, but finally they can say they took only 9 machines with the help from your employees from your side. To avoid all these issues. Okay. The moment they go for blockchain, they get 10 machines. They can't say that I get only 9 machines. I'm giving only one example. Okay, so career in blockchain. Okay. In the industry 4.0, you see multiple components, right? Around 9 to 10 components. Only 2 components will make great in industry 4.0. Number one is blockchain. because it is going to completely eradicate the necessity of databases in the world. Okay, in fact, if you take in a big companies like Oracle, the main revenue is coming from the database. Okay, Oracle database, right? The blockchain is going to eradicate, and also it is going to enforce the transparency and the single truth across the world. So, in terms of career prospect, blockchain is number one. Okay, but unfortunately, it is my personal judgment. Companies will not go for blockchain because they will face a lot of problems and benefits. Okay, so come to the question. Yes, there is a good chance. We go to Naukri. If you put in a blockchain from Chennai, you have hundreds of jobs available. Okay. I'm good. One more informative. Okay. So, any other question? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Alagiri.
Okay. So I think we can write. Okay, there is one more question, Shagar. 1 minute. Yeah. So Om is saying digital currency can replace the banking system using blockchain. Absolutely correct. In fact, I read an article from the newspaper. In China, they started using the digital currency. Okay, if they want to go for digital currency, if they implement the blockchain, then absolutely pull through. It is not subjected by manipulation. You are right. And even India, okay, I'm expecting the digital currency going to be implemented very soon. Okay. Yeah, I think Sagar, we can wind up. There is no more question. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, the participants. Tomorrow we are going to see the Industry 4.0 implementation approach. Okay, and strategy roadmap and the current trend and future outlook. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Alagiri, for your wonderful lecture. Even today, I learned a lot of things about blockchain, and I hope all the participants are enjoyed. And thank you for the participation. Thank you once again. Bye.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.